Hello everyone, my name is Roshan Parihar. So in this video we are going to understand the UPSC CSAT paper, and we are going to understand the questions first, and then we see how UPSC has been asking the question recently in 2023 and 24. We will see the type of the question which is the question statement type question. So in this previous 2022 onward, UPSC has been asking this type of question. You can see this is the question 48, 49 and 50. So we are going to understand the method and a proper way to understand and solve this question, because UPSC is focusing on these questions so much. In the 2024 CSAT paper itself, UPSC has asked so many questions by this method, or we can say by this type of questions. So we are going to understand the question, and we are going to solve, and we are going to develop a method by which you can solve the question of UPSC CSAT paper. Okay, so we have three questions here, which is 48, 49 and 50. This is the 22 paper. I am solving the 2022 paper. I selected three questions. This is the type in which there is one question, okay, and then we have two statement given, and we have to solve the question accordingly. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we are going to solve these three questions and see the method, and you understand the method, how I am solving the question in a proper structured manner. Okay, so the very approach of the question solving is going to be like this. The very first step to solve this question is we have to read the question. So for example, we have this question here, in which is let's take the 49th question. Okay, so consider the question and the two statement given below, and the question is given as what is the age of Manisha. So Manisha is a girl, and the question is asked what is the age of the Manisha. Okay, so what we have to do is first we have to read the question. Okay, so first we read the question very carefully, what the question is asking, what the question is demanding. Okay, now the second step will be we have to analyze the statement 1 alone. Okay, so what we are going to do, the first we will understand the question, read the question carefully, and then what we are going to do is understand the statement 1 or solve the statement 1. Okay, we are not going to dive into statement 2. First we are going to do statement 1 analysis, and the second, after that we are going to analyze the second statement. Okay, so what is the approach? First read the question, the second is solve the statement 1 alone, and then the third step will be solve the step 2 alone. Okay, and after solving 1 and 2, if you are not getting the answer properly with the statement 1 alone and statement 2 alone, then you are going to jump on the third step or fourth step, which is the solving S1 and S2 combined, which is the statement 1 and statement 2 combined. Okay, so how we are going to solve this question? So we are going to understand the question 49 first. Okay, so let's see. So this is the question in which the very first step of solving this type of question is that we have to read the question first very carefully. Okay, so the first question is there, what is the age of Manisha? Okay, so suppose the age of the Manisha is M. Okay, now we have to find out what is the age. So what we are going to do, first read the statement 1 alone and try to solve the question with the statement 1 alone. Okay, so statement 1 is given that the Manisha is 24 years younger than her mother. So we have the information about her mother, which is the age of the mother is given. Suppose the age of the mother is X. Okay, and in this what is said that the Manisha is 24 years younger than her mother. So if the age of the mother is X, so the age of the Manisha will be X minus 24, because the statement 1 is saying that the Manisha's age is 24 years younger than her mother. So this will be the one equation in which the age of Manisha will be X minus 24, where the X is the age of the mother. Okay, so first we are going to solve the question with respect to statement 1. So can you solve the equation using only one statement? Okay, so definitely we can solve the equation. We can't solve the equation with using one statement, because we have two variables here, and in mathematics there is a rule that the number of variable, it should be equal to the number of equation. Only then we can solve the equation and get the variables result. Okay, so here we have only one equation for the two variables, so we can't solve the equation 1. So from this we can say that the statement 1 is not sufficient to answer the question. Okay, so statement 1 is not sufficient. So what we have done, we solve the statement 1. Statement 1 is not giving the answer. Then we jump to the third step, which is this, solving the second statement. Okay, so we have the second statement which says that 5 years later, okay, the ages of the Manisha and her mother will be the ratio of 3:5. So what we have here, after 5 years, okay, so after 5 years what will happen, the age of the Manisha will be M plus 5. Okay, so age of the Manisha will be M plus 5 because of the 5 year increase, and age of mother will be X plus 5. Okay, ये statement होगा. Now the question is saying the ratio of these two is equal to the age of Manisha X upon 5, M plus 5 upon X plus 5 equal to 3:5. This is the ratio is given. Now suppose this is equation 2. Now forget about the statement 1. I'm not even answering this question using statement 1. I'm only solving the statement 2. Can we say that we can answer the following question, given question, using the statement 2 alone? Okay, so if we see that we are going to arrive at some equation here. Okay, if we solve the equation, this will be 5M plus 25 equal to 3x plus 15. So we will get some equation in X and M. What we have here is that we have one equation again with the two variable, so we can't solve the equation and get the result. Okay, so in the statement 1 we saw that we can't solve the equation because we have only one equation, and in the second statement alone we also can't solve the equation because there are two variable and one equation is given. So it is clear that we cannot solve the question using statement 1 and statement 2 alone. Okay, So this is the type of what we have done is we first read the question, we solve statement 1 alone, we solve statement 2 alone, okay, and we are not getting any kind of result. So what we are going to do in the next step, we are going to solve the question using statement 2 and statement 1 combined. Okay, so what we have here, we have the statement 1 which says that the Manisha is 24 years younger than her mother. So from this statement we can identify and get the equation which is m equal to x minus 14, and from the second statement we can get the second equation which is the 5m plus 25 equal to, we can further solve the equation as well. So what we are doing, we have two equation and we have two variable, and from the rule of mathematics we can solve this question and this equation and get the both two variable. Okay, so now we can get the solution using statement 1 and statement 2 both. Okay, so this is the right and the correct way of solving this question. So from this we can say that statement 1, so there is a statement 1 is alone sufficient to answer the question. No, statement 1 is not alone sufficient to answer the question, and similarly statement 2 is also not sufficient to answer the question. What we have is the statement 2 and statement 1 both together are sufficient to answer the question, because if either of the statement is missing we can't answer the question, because we have the two mathematical equation and we can't solve the two mathematical equation one mathematical equation using one, and we have two variable. So this way this question will have the answer C, because using the statement 1 and statement 2 combined we can answer the question that what is the age of the Manisha. We can further calculate the result as well, or the age of Manisha, but that is not needed in the answer. What we have, just we have to mark the question which is the C. Statement 1 and 2 both are sufficient to answer the question. So this is the proper way to understand and solve the question in the right manner. Okay, so we will see the one more question which is the 48, and then we will conclude the 50th question, or you can try the 50th question by yourself and see whether you are able to solve the question using this method, because this is one of the most efficient, or you can say one of the most clear method by which you can solve these type of question. And UPSC has been asking this type of question very frequently, and in 2024 you have seen that a lot of question has been asked using this technique or this type of question, which is the question statement type. Okay, so now what we are going to do is solve the question 48. Okay, so we have the 48 question which says that there are 6 persons A, B, C, D, E, F are sitting equidistant from each other around a circular table. So suppose this is circular table, okay, and 6 persons are sitting equidistant. So suppose these are the 6 persons sitting equidistant from each other around a circular table. So we have to find out this solution of this question. So what is the method? First we have to read this question which says that who is sitting on the immediate left of the A. So we have the question here, there are 6 persons A, B, C, D, E, F, and we have to find out who is sitting immediate left to the A. Okay, so what is the next step? First we write the question. Now we are going to do that solve the question using statement 1 alone. Okay, so statement 1 alone says that B is sitting opposite to C and D. B is sitting opposite to C and D is sitting opposite to E. What is the statement saying is that B is opposite to C and D is opposite to E. So suppose B is sitting here, this is B, so C will definitely sit here. Okay, now the thing is that we have to analyze where will D or E will be sitting. Okay, so first case could be that suppose D is here, so E will be here, or vice versa, D is here, E is here. Okay, or what could be the possibility that D is here, E is here, and E is here, D is here. This is the only possibility. Okay, so what is the question? Okay, so suppose this is the condition in which E or D is sitting in this position, so we can definitely say that A will be sitting in this arrangement. Okay, but from this arrangement can we solve the question here? No, we can't solve the question, because suppose D and E is sitting in this position. Okay, this is the position of D and E. Now A could be here and A could be here also. So can you say that if we consider this situation, then A will sit next to E or B, so immediate left of the A will be E, but it could also be the case of D also. D could also be sit there. So we can't say that we can't say, एक प्रॉपर वे में हम नहीं कह सकते कि हाँ ई और डी किस तरीके से बैठे हैं. ठीक है, सो अगर ए की पोजीशन ये भी हो सकती है, ए की पोजीशन ये भी हो सकती है, सो स्टेटमेंट 1 इज नॉट सफिशिएंट टू आंसर द क्वेश्चन अलोन. ओके, वी सॉ दैट. नाउ इफ वी एनालाइज द सेकंड स्टेटमेंट independently, okay, now forget the statement 1. Okay, so I am running this. Now there are 6 people sitting equidistant. F is sitting immediate left of B. Now suppose B is sitting here and then F will be here. So can you solve the question here, or can you tell that where is A sitting and who is sitting immediately left to the A? You can't say that because there is no other information given. So you can't solve the question using statement 2 alone also. Okay? So statement 1 alone can't solve the question. Statement 2 cannot solve the question alone. So the next step is combine both the statement together. So if we combine both the statement together, what we have, B is sitting opposite to C and D is sitting opposite to E. So suppose B is sitting here, then E will be, C will be here. Okay, now Okay, one more thing, we can say that if f is there, okay, then if f is there, then a has to be here, because from the statement 1 what is that e d will be opposite to e, so this could be the possibility of d or e. But the thing is, if d is there and e is there, then we can say that, oh, d is sitting immediately left with the a. But what if d is sitting here and e is sitting here? This could be also be the possibility. So you can't solve the question using statement 1 and statement 2. So we can say that we can't solve the question using statement 2 and statement 1 combined. So the answer would be D. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are not sufficient to answer the question. So this is the method from which you can solve the question of this type, which says the question statement type. So what is the final conclusion? Which says that we have 4 steps, or rather I could say 3 steps. First is the read the question. We will obviously read the question, and then we will try to solve the question using statement 1 alone. Okay, forget about the statement 2. Then if we are getting the answer, that is well enough, because we have the solution as well, which says that statement 1 is alone sufficient to answer. Okay, if it can't solve the question, then the next step is solve the question using statement 2. Okay, so independently we have to solve both the statement independently. So after solving statement 1, if it's not answering the question, then go to the second one, solve the second statement and try to find the answer of the question. If it's not giving the answer, what we're going to do is we will combine both these statements together and try to solve the question. Okay, so if statement 1 and statement 2 combined can answer the question, that is very good. So we can say that statement both 1 and 2 are sufficient to answer. But if both the statements are not sufficient to answer the question, then we can definitely say that both the statement 1 and 2 are not sufficient to answer the question. So this is the proper way you can solve the question. There is one more question I would like you to try and solve this question by yourself and see whether you are able to solve the question correct manner or not. Thank you. And if you like the concept, if you understand the concept, then like this